All right, y'all. If they got to Trump, it looks like something's going on. Epstein files. Come on, Epstein. I know I'm going to get in trouble for saying that word, but everybody else is saying it. I might as well say it. Epstein files was supposed to be out by now, but no. We need to move on. Something ain't right. Something's going on. And by the way, all of a sudden now we're going to send weapons to Ukraine on another level like never before. Has he been flipped? I don't know. We're going to talk about it tonight. Let's go. Come on. Big Picture Live. All right, everybody, welcome in the Queen. There she comes. She's coming in now. There she is.
Good to be back.
Yes.
Glad to be home. Good vacation, but it was time.
Yep, it was good. Good to be back.
Fulfilled vacation. We squeezed every ounce.
Yeah, we did.
That we could out of vacation. Wonderful, precious time.
Yes.
Good to be back.
We're back in the studio tonight. And just before we went online, breaking, the Supreme Court has allowed Trump administration to actually proceed. I can't believe this is actually going to happen with the dismantling of the Department of Education. 6-3. Oh, you're in the wrong place again. You always move. Let me fix you. Got to fix you every week.
This is not my fault.
This is your fault.
100% not my fault. I came in here before showtime.
Yeah, you did.
To fix this.
You did.
And it
I forgot this scene.
Appeared to be fixed.
I forgot this scene.
But you forgot this scene.
Forgot this scene.
Making it your fault.
All right. So once again, but up. Breaking news. Supreme Court allows Trump administration to proceed with plan to dismantle Department of Education. Of course, right along liberal lines there. 6-3. Sotomayor. I call her Sotomayor.
Okay.
I'm from Alabama. Sotomayor. Oh, go Sotomayor. U.S. Supreme Court on Monday allowed the Trump administration to proceed with a plan to dismantle the Department of Education. In March, President Trump signed an executive order to dismantle the Department of Education.
Is that when that chicanery went on with all the TV antics of
Yes.
the Department of Education?
Yes.
Has it been that long?
It's been really technically it's not that long. We've got to get to the federal government out of education. Trump declared the Department of Education has become a bloated bureaucracy. I think most all of us would agree with that.
Yeah, I think
that's
so.
More interested in pushing its own agenda than helping our kids learn. It's time to put the power back in the hands of the parents, teachers, and local communities. In May, a federal judge, shocking, blocked the Trump administration from dismantling the Department of Education. U.S. District Judge Mangyang Jun, a Biden appointee, issued an injunction blocking the Trump administration from laying off the Department of Education workers. Don't say anything. It was right. The case arises out of the attempt by defendants to shut down the Department of Education.
I was just going to say, Kevin said the Department of Indoctrination.
Okay. Well, Kevin nailed it. Kevin Lemoyne is always on top of it.
Always on top of things.
The Trump DOJ appealed Judge Wan's injunction, and the First Circuit Court of Appeals denied their request. On Monday, the Supreme Court, in a 6-3 decision, allowed the Trump administration to proceed with mass firings at the Department of Education. Liberal Justice Sonia Sotomayor fumed in her dissent. The case arises out of the president's unilateral efforts to eliminate a cabinet-level agency established by Congress nearly half a century ago.
I'll bet she said it just like that.
Exactly like Let us make it very clear that the Department of Education, correct me if I'm wrong, was established during the Jimmy Carter administration. And prior to the Jimmy Carter administration, the Department of Education, there was no Department of Education, and the American students were some of the top students in the world. Since the Department of Education has come out, we are at the bottom of almost every list.
I would say we were at least able to compete. Not now. Not anymore.
Yeah. What happened?
I mean,
Bureaucracy.
If so, on a much diminished level, I mean, we can probably sit here and name the top 3 countries.
Yeah.
What, China, India? I mean, who were the top 3 in your opinion?
I don't know.
Uneducated opinion.
I mean, I have no idea. Why did you say uneducated? Are you saying I'm not educated?
I'm just saying we haven't
I am educated.
We haven't researched this out. These are opinions. This is not coming from a fact-based. Yeah, and it's disgusting. It's disgusting. Okay, America, the superpower. America, the greatest country in the world, blah, blah, blah. America can't educate your children anymore. America can't protect your children anymore.
Well, when did it whenever it moved, it was already bad, but then it moved to the woke agenda. And when the woke agenda came in, it went to another level of off the edge of the cliff.
Sure.
I mean,
became a laughing stock.
Yeah.
A laughing stock from other countries.
Teachers are now going into the field to indoctrinate, not because they're feeling called to help children succeed in life. They are feeling called to indoctrinate and groom children. So they're choosing teacher because that will enable them to groom the next generation. Let's just tell it like it is.
I agree with that. I mean, we've seen it. It's not like we haven't seen the evidence of what you're saying. We've already seen this happening. And maybe it's not as popular. I don't know if it's as accepted of, a thought as it was in the last administration, but it's certainly still going on to some degree, to a great degree.
Yeah. And once again, Kevin's pointed out, and I was about to say this, what it has done, the Department of Education has really ignited an upswell of homeschooling. Yeah. Homeschooling is on another level. I mean, homeschooling used to be, we homeschooled our children in their early years. And honestly, I wish we would have done it all the way through, but things just didn't work out that way. But the reality is this, they were frowned upon. I remember when our kids went into public school, they had to prove that they had not just been neglected in their education. It was so frowned upon. But now you're seeing, people from all walks of life are saying, you know what, forget you. I'm just going to homeschool my kids because I don't want you indoctrinating my children.
And why wouldn't you? It's a scary world out there. And from indoctrination to bullying to, I don't know, just security, all around security issues.
Not to mention the perversion.
Perversion.
I mean, the open, absolute perversion.
Yes. So many things, so many concerns that any parent should have.
And I'm going to be real with you. Our child, one of our children, is in the education department. She got her degree in education. Right. And so I'm not anti-education, but what I'm anti is indoctrination. And then it went to another level, and the family became the enemy of the agenda. Yeah. That's when that's when people started waking up. People started waking up when they were being arrested in school board meetings for trying to tell them, don't put this particular book in my kid's library. Come on.
Or we're going to keep information from you, the parent. We don't have to tell you this. We don't have to maybe ask your permission on certain things. And that is just that is completely crossed the line.
If Johnny wants to keep Jenny some clothes in the closet, when Johnny comes to school, I'll let him dress up as Jenny and then dress back up at Johnny when he goes home. And that was happening in school districts all over the country.
You do not come between a parent and their child in those kinds of ways. And then on the complete, on the other side of it, teaching has become a hazard to certain teachers because they're challenged by the students, or they're so stressed out, they have so much anxiety, they have to be medicated to even go do their job, many of them, because of the stress and the anxiety. And it just was never intended to be that way.
No. Well, that was the breaking news. But throughout the day, in the last couple of days, there's been a tremendous discussion about Donald Trump and his relation to MAGA. Now, many people that watch this channel would consider themselves to be MAGA. Many of them would not consider themselves to be MAGA. There are people on here that just absolutely love Donald Trump. There are people that are in the big picture family that can't stand him. And we understand that. And we know we got people on both sides of the aisle. Right. And we got people that are Republicans, conservatives, even Christians that disagree tremendously on Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a very polarizing figure.
He is a very polarizing.
I think we would all agree to that. Whether you like him or not, you have to agree. There's never been a president like him ever, and there never will again. So we've been very transparent in the fact that we don't tell people how to vote, but when we looked at the choices that we had, it was a no-brainer. So we did vote for Donald Trump, and for the most part, we support most of his policies. Some of them we do not. And the reality is this, and that's not all a setup where I'm going, but I'm just saying that there are people that are huge Donald Trump fans. They're very upset with him right now because one of the things that he promised Two of the major things that he promised was, number one, he was going to end the war in Ukraine.
Yes.
He was going to end it. He said, in fact, I'll have that thing done in 24 hours. Well, he missed that one. Okay.
We missed that one.
Okay.
For sure.
So, but he said his goal was to end the war in Ukraine and no new wars and all that.
Right.
And then the other thing that he said was that I'm going to be the most transparent ever. And we're going to give you all the JFK files. We're going to give you all the Martin Luther King Jr. files.
Right.
We're going to give you the RFK Jr. files.
And by the way, this is take 2 on JFK.
Take 2.
Because, he was going to do that in the
That's
first
right.
administration,
That's right.
blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
I wasn't shocked when he couldn't pull the trigger, when
I
he
wouldn't
couldn't get
either.
it done.
I wouldn't
Because, I don't know. Part of me said, I tell myself, he just didn't understand fully what he was going on.
Certainly in the first administration.
Maybe he just didn't get the memo that there's going to be this is going to be walled off. You're not going to be able to get this done. Okay.
Yeah.
You just doing this for ratings. You just doing this because I don't believe it. And obviously it didn't happen. But here we go again. Take 2.
And then on top of everything that everybody said was so excited about this was the Epstein files.
Yep.
Epstein is so controversial that the truth is this, that even to this day, it's a whole lot better now in this administration than it was in the last administration. If you said Epstein's name on YouTube, it was considered to be a name. If you watched a show that was doing a reaction of something about Epstein during the previous administration, that influencer, that YouTuber would have to mute the word Epstein. That's how crazy this is, and how it was so obvious to everyone what was going on that island. So the words were, we're going to get this out. We're going to get this out. Now, review. Not too long ago, Pam Bondi was questioned about the Epstein list, and her words were, they're on my desk, and we are making sure that victims' names are not released, so we're going through them now. And then, because of what's the guy, James O'Keefe, leaked her in a bar telling somebody that they had thousands of hours of child porn and in a bar on a secret camera. And then he exposes that. Well, the next day she comes out and admits that they do have thousands of hours of these videos. So we know they have all kinds of evidence. And then all of a sudden this week, you have like the hostage video of Kash Patel and Don Bongino, just with their eyes like this. Well, I can just tell you right now, he did unalive himself, and there is no list. It's time to move on. Blinking his eyes, SOS. So what is going on?
Okay, so obviously that happened.
MAGA ain't happy.
What I was seeing while we were going on vacation and that was taking place, that he was going to step down and resign. Was there any truth to Bongino stepping down and resigning? Or was that just something someone threw out there with no founding?
It still may happen, but I think it was blown up because he's a very dedicated employee. And when all this went down, he didn't show up for work. And when he didn't show up for work and he did not contact anybody, everybody just started going with that narrative. Well, supposedly, and I'm putting this in air quotes here, supposedly he came back to work today.
Okay.
And he was back in the office. And of course, Donald Trump was asked right before he got on the airplane about directly about Bongino. And he said, I've talked to him today. He said something like, he sounded really great. I think he's in good shape. Or something like that. He's in good shape. I think it's what he said. I think he's in good shape. So who knows? But look, I do really like Bongino. I think when you go back and look at that video of him and Kash Patel,
was this on Saturday?
No, this was the one about him unaliving himself. I'm not talking about.
Okay, you're not talking about this past weekend.
No, the one about him unaliving himself. Well, he said emphatically, we've seen the tapes, we've seen the evidence. There's no evidence that anyone unalived him. He unalived himself, and everybody was shocked that both of them said that. Right. But I'm telling you, the body language just looked like because we both looked at each other and said they have threatened his family or something.
Something. What day was that? Was that on Friday, Thursday?
I don't remember.
I'm telling you, the last 4 to 5 weeks are like a blur to me.
Yeah.
Just
Hey,
Really?
the last 4 to 5 months have been a blur to me.
Well,
So
you
just
barely
so you
know what day of the week it is anyway.
But my book is done.
The book is finished.
Yes!
Hallelujah.
Hey, how about this? I finished it on July 4th, Freedom Independence Day. So all that being said, so those were the things that everybody expected, you know, so much more. And by the way, let me just say this. Let me just say this on behalf of Donald Trump. He has done a lot in 6 months.
But at the same time, I feel bad for those who are hurting or disgusted or whatever. I have some frustration, but there's no shock on my part because we have stated how we feel about the matter. We will rejoice in every good decision and every good thing that happens.
Yeah.
But my life's not dependent here. I don't put all my faith, hope, and trust that, you know, this current president is going to get it all done, get everything done, do everything that I want him to do, or even that he said he was going to do.
Exactly. Well, okay, so this is where people started saying, okay, then you have the Epstein thing, which we're going to get into tonight. And then today, Trump comes out and says he's going to send Patriot missiles to Ukraine as Congress mulls Russia sanctions.
Thank you, Amber Dawn, for that wonderful super chat.
Thank you. President Donald Trump announced Sunday that he will be sending Patriot missiles to Ukraine to fend off increasingly ferocious aerial attacks from Russia launched by Vladimir Putin. Putin talks nice. I love this right here. I saw this today. Putin talks nice, and then he bombs everybody in the evening. Trump told reporters as he disclosed the air defense missiles. I don't know if this is going to say about his wife, because that was hilarious. Did you see what he said about Melania?
No, I didn't.
Okay, I'll get to that in a minute. So the American president did not disclose the number of Patriot missiles he plans to send to Ukraine, but said the European Union would reimburse the United States for the shipments. Quote, they are going to pay us 100% for that, and that's the way we want it. The president's comments came as senators prepared a bipartisan bill that would back Trump with tough new sanctions on Moscow. Debate on the legislation was expected to begin this week. The bill will allow Trump to, quote, go after Putin's economy and all those countries who prop up the Putin war machine, said old Lindsey Graham, warmonger Lindsey Graham.
He does love the war.
Oh, Lord, he loves war. He loves the war. Okay, in fact, here's one I got right here. Senator Lindsey Graham says Trump will have weapons flowing to Ukraine at record levels in the coming days. He's so excited. Oh, my goodness. This guy right here.
So this is happening. Have you noticed an uptick in language from Trump towards Putin? Like stepping up of the language, airing the frustrations.
Absolutely.
Maybe even being threatening.
Absolutely. Well, he's given 50 days. Have you heard that? He said if there is not a peace deal made, and he also
between Ukraine and
he also said this to everyone that was buying products from Russia. He said if there is, you need to put pressure on your guy Putin. If something isn't done in 50 days, I'm putting huge sanctions on everybody that we know is doing business with him. Oh yeah. So this is what I was going to tell you.
Where does this end between the tariffs and the sanctions? Who can keep up with this?
Hey, we just had a record surplus because of the tariffs for the first time in decades. I mean, last month we had a surplus because of the tariffs, and inflation has, and I'm not saying it's a great thing, but inflation has not went through the roof. All the things they said was going to happen with the tariffs has not happened, and we're making more money than we ever have. But listen to this. So I'm
sorry, but I'm sitting here thinking, what was the positive impact on my life? Can I put my finger on it?
Well, the eggs have come down. The eggs have come. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
The eggs have come down. Remember, that was the barometer during the during the election. The eggs have come down.
I don't even have to worry about that because I've got grand chickens that are laying eggs now and grand ducks. So I'm good on the eggs between my daughter and this sweet little lady at church. I'm solid.
Organic, baby.
I'm solid on eggs. So, but I'm thinking about those stinking property taxes and all these other
little side item here.
Other things. What?
Them duck eggs are pretty good.
When did you have a duck egg?
I had duck eggs this week on vacation. They brought duck eggs.
Okay.
One of the mornings they cooked eggs.
I did not partake.
They were duck eggs.
I did not partake.
They were good. They were fluffy.
I am interested in trying them.
Okay, so look, what you
Grand
did.
ducks and grand
No,
chickens.
I was way after what I was saying. You just knocked me off my track. Why did you do that?
No, you shouldn't be so easily knockable.
What?
I'm just saying.
That is true. I am sort of a linear person.
Yeah, sort of.
Sort of. But okay, so you, about Melania. Thank you, Lord. So this was on the news. Several people have reported on this. He said, he goes, yeah, Melania, she set me straight last night. I mean, this is my words, but this is what he said.
Okay.
He goes, I came into the Oval Office this week, and and she said, where you been? And Donald Trump said, I just got off the phone with Putin. And she said, oh, you did? This was literally on the news. This is the way it was said. And this is the way Donald Trump told it. He said, yeah. He said it was a really, really good call. It was a beautiful call.
Beautiful.
It was a beautiful call. She goes, oh, really? He just bombed a nursing home.
Uh-oh.
What about that? And Donald Trump said,
he didn't know that yet.
He didn't know that. He's like, oh, really? he said, that's when I realized he talks real good. He's real sweet.
He talks good in the daytime.
In the daytime.
He must do his bombing at night.
He does his bombing at night. Melania said it straight. And I said, oh, yeah. Oh, really? Oh, it was a beautiful call? Let me just tell you what your buddy Putin just did.
Okay.
During his appearance on CBS's News Face the Nation on Sunday, Senator Lindsey Graham said he believes that President Donald Trump is preparing to send a huge influx of weapons to Ukraine in the coming days, which would mark the first time since returning to the office that POTUS would be using presidential drawdown authority to send weapons to Vladimir Zelensky regime. CBS anchor Margaret Brennan, oh Lord, she loves the president, noted the president has just short of $4 billion in the presidential drawdown authority to send to Ukraine, saying he doesn't need to ask Congress or the Europeans. Of course, she's just trying to.
So you mean those amount of dollars at that level, he can
just use it.
Go ahead and do that.
She was trying to say, why is he worried about the European Union paying us back? Why don't we just spend that $4 billion? Yeah. I mean, that's her thing. Why don't we just spend? Why aren't we waiting on the European Union to pay us back?
Yeah, let's change in the couch. Just throw it at them. Don't worry about it.
These people.
Exactly.
These people.
This mentality is why we are where we are.
So the question is, and we'll get into Epstein in just a minute. Do you feel like there's two trains of thought here that either the deep state has got to him, and inside that same train of thought is either deep state got to him or he was really part of it to begin with. Okay. But then the other side is that it's the art of the deal, that it's
it's more of that 4D chess.
Yeah. It's more of the 4D chess.
It's that underwater basket weaving. Is that
it's all about distraction.
Is that the phrase?
I don't know. Where
I've heard that somewhere. Anyway, definitely I've heard the 4D chess.
Yeah. A lot of people believe that this is a distraction so that you will think that nothing's going to be said. But several people on the inside are saying some big Epstein news is coming out this week, that they're still going to release Epstein news this week.
Okay.
That it's not over.
In your mind, what could that possibly mean? Epstein news. What?
I think something's going to come out with. I think Banino is trying to negotiate something. This is the theory that a lot of people are saying, is that why they said that, why they came out so emphatically and said there's nothing there, it's time to move on, is that when they got there, there really is nothing there because the former administration destroyed it, and that the evidence has been destroyed.
So the evidence was in one of these government buildings, lockups, supposedly secure areas, but they took it and destroyed it. This is what you're saying.
Yeah. That,
Then why did she say, whatever is on my desk, I'm about to review it, and why was she supposedly overheard saying that I've seen or that I know that there are hundreds of hours of footage?
Not only did she get tricked into saying that on secret camera, but then because of that, she come out and publicly said it. I watched her stand there and say that we've got thousands of hours of hideous, disgusting video. And so, but what they're saying is They're trying to play semantics here, and it's all about this quote unquote list. They're saying, yeah, we have all this other stuff that we can't release. We're never going to release. And I get this. I don't want them to release videos of children. I mean, of people on the show. I don't want that.
No.
But yeah, they're not going to release that. But the chess game here is supposedly this is about a so-called list. This is not about that we don't have evidence. We don't have a list because they said that list was destroyed.
So, okay, here's my opinion on the list specifically. If there were a list, it would have some pretty provocative names on it.
Yes.
There would be some people that probably would be shocking for us to learn about who they are. We may have done a story on this, or maybe I was listening to Paul Begley. I think it was Paul Begley. His guest was talking about it would be earth-shattering. It would cause government collapse or something to that effect for people to know whose names were on this list.
Yeah.
Because they would lose all confidence.
Yeah.
It would be earth-shattering. They would not be able to process that this politician, that this person was engaging in these kinds of activities. And let's be honest, it's not just the pedo stuff. It's that word that none of us want to say out loud that, quite frankly, we probably shouldn't say because it could cause us a lot of problems here. Certain substance that has been harvested and is highly prized by different people and groups of people.
That is not conspiracy. It is real.
You know.
It is real.
That it wasn't just the corn and the you know what acts.
Yeah, right.
But also it probably involved that.
Extraction.
As well.
Extraction.
Right.
Yeah.
And it would probably, you would feel like the rug has been pulled out from under you.
Yeah. Now look, I hate to even, I don't even want to say this word, but this is a figure of speech. But it always still plays devil's advocate. I ain't playing devil's advocate at all here.
Right.
But this is one of the things they're saying too. Is one of the reasons why, because of all that you're saying, that if you've got a list, and that list originally was everybody that flew to the island. Well, everybody that flew to the island didn't do all that. Everybody that flew to the island, you can't just emphatically with one swipe just say everybody did everything you just said. There were events there on that island that were fundraisers and things like that. In fact, what they're saying with Donald Trump has emphatically stated, and people who have seen any kind of flight logs have all said that him and Marla Maples and their daughter Tiffany flew to the island for a fundraiser one time, flew back to New Jersey, and that's supposedly that's the only time his name shows up at all. All of these women, these that were young girls at the time, that are women now, that all did depositions, they were emphatically asked, because he was running for president. They were trying to nail him. Yeah. They all asked him, all the years that you were there, did you ever see him? Never saw him. I've never met him. Then they ask about, I feel your pain. Yeah. And they said, everywhere. We saw him all the time. And his wife as well. So that being said, but somebody said this week, and we're not going to stay here all night long, but just listen. Somebody said this week as well in the news, they said, you put out a list, you just drop out a list of flight logs. Yeah. What do you think, because of that name, how just like dynamite.
Flight logs from the Lolita Express.
Yeah. And it was just that they flew there for events that had nothing to do with that. Well, guess what? Their life is ruined. Okay. They're automatically labeled. There's no way anybody's going to believe that they were not there for that reason. So this is just sort of what they're saying, is that we're having to go through these lists, and we're having to make sure that the people that need to be prosecuted on a separate list, and that everybody's life is not ruined that just went there. I don't know if I buy it or not, but the reality is this: you have to think that way at least, and think that there probably are some people on that list that didn't do anything like that. So who are those people?
Sure, you're talking about a lot of people.
And that's sort of what they're saying.
Maybe some of them were asked to be there for background noise or whatever. I don't know. But here's a comparison I will throw out there. Look at Sean P. Diddy Combs.
Yeah.
And not exactly the same thing was happening. Maybe some similar things were happening.
Very similar.
Look at the masses and the numbers of people that were at the parties and the events.
Right.
And were close to him. And you say, okay, well, some of them were definitely guilty. Maybe some are guilt by association.
Yeah.
But look at the end result.
Yeah.
When everybody was sure that the hammer was coming down on him and this is the end.
And magically.
All of these, he's going to get his comeuppance. And look what happened.
Nothing.
Ultimately. And is it because of the list?
Absolutely.
Is it because of the people that were on the list?
No doubt.
Certain people that were, if you want to use the phrase, too big to fail. Certain people that couldn't be found out about, could not be associated with.
Without a doubt. And
we were able to buy judges or juries or whatever.
Yeah.
Ultimately, what you thought was going to happen didn't happen.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, you nailed it, because Diddy and Epstein are two birds of the same feather. I'm telling you, it is the same thing, because behind it, what was going on at both those places was the same thing. So I'm of the thought of this way. Okay, I don't want to ruin anybody's life that was innocent, but here's my thought. My thought would say, if somebody looked at me and go, "Oh man, don't drop the list. I was there for a cancer research fundraiser, blah blah blah." I want to say to that person, yeah, but you know what? The people that was on that island, they knew who he was.
Sure.
You might have come there and you didn't do anything, but dude, you knew. Somebody told you who he was and what he was doing. He's been sleazy for decades. People they knew that, and they still went. So I hate it. I don't want to ruin anybody's life, but you know what? The bottom line is this. Sometimes you just got to not go there. Sometimes you just got to say, you know what? It ain't worth the prestige. It ain't worth me being in that room.
Opportunity, whatever networking that you thought you were going to get done.
Yeah, it ain't worth it.
It's ultimately not worth it when you ought to be able to see what's happening in front of you, or at least, get this sleazy feeling of this is a bad scene here.
And let me tell you, there are Republicans, Democrats, everybody was going to that, and everybody's going to the Diddy parties.
Yes. Even people, I'm not going to say any names, but even people in ministry, were implicated as being at these parties.
True.
So
true.
What in the world?
What in the world?
So, and I will say again, you thought he was really going to be in a lot of trouble? Well, he's not in a whole lot of trouble.
No. And you know good and well, he's still, I think, awaiting in jail while he's awaiting his sentencing. But he ain't gonna be in jail.
For the record, I don't care what they're putting out about Epstein, video proof. I've never been convinced that man is even really
gone. Yeah, me too.
No longer with us. So, look, if you have watched this show any amount of time, we all ought to understand video can be created, video can be manipulated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that video is any kind of 100% proof of what they say happened.
No, and one more thing on the Epstein files, and we'll move on, is interesting development happened today. Jeffrey Epstein's accomplice, is it Ghislaine? How you
Most
say?
people call her Galain.
Galain Maxwell has said
she comes from, you want to talk about bloodlines and
tell them about
all that mess. Her father is I don't know if he's still living, a very highly connected person.
Yep.
And here she is.
Yep.
And Epstein, quite frankly, was he a double agent? Did he work for the CIA? Or
another country?
Was he, what is it in Israel? The Mossad? What? And they're best friends? And it's just very...
This rabbit hole is deep, y'all. Deep
Anyway,
rabbit hole.
But anyway, Galain Maxwell.
Galain Maxwell has now said from jail, by the way, she's in jail. For crimes that no one else is going to jail for. Okay, she's the only one. Okay, accomplice Maxwell is ready to reveal the truth of the client list, say insiders. So the question in this article is, why are the Republicans blocking her?
Oh, me. Oh, my.
So Ghislaine, I'm going to call her Ghislaine. Ghislaine Maxwell is willing to speak in front of Congress about the Epstein files, sources tell Daily Mail.
Wasn't there a time where she wouldn't speak, didn't want to speak?
Exactly. What has changed? Maxwell, 63, is the only person behind bars serving 20 years on child trafficking charges, despite the fact that Jeffrey Epstein allegedly controlled a web of underage. Additionally, Epstein's victims alleged that they were passed around as toys to his wealthy friends and billionaire business associates who regularly visited his homes, including his private island, Little St. James. Now, a source says, despite the rumors, Ghislaine was never offered any kind of plea deal. She would be more than happy to sit before Congress and tell her story. No one from the government has ever asked her. Think about this right here. No one from the government has ever asked her to share what she knows.
Exactly. How strange.
Is that not strange?
Are you not all itching to ask certain questions? Are you not all dying to know?
Exactly.
But yet no one dare say a word or ask any of those questions. Someone said in here that in chat that her father has been dead for quite a while and that he was Mossad. Here's a thought. Here's an idea.
I thought he was mob.
No.
He was in the mob.
No.
Okay.
What if...
Oh, Lord, be careful.
What if Galain Maxwell's father, if he's actually been dead for that long, I mean, that's a long, long time. But if he did not die that long ago, if he was in some way trying to control Epstein through his daughter, because she was right there providing Jeffrey Epstein with, quite frankly, the way I hear it, his daily fix, right?
Wow.
What if she's trying to control him either by her own self or for her father or for another country?
The one that he... Maybe,
right?
Okay.
Through these acts and through all of this.
Oh, my goodness. No one from the government has ever asked her to share what she knows. She remains the only person to be jailed in connection to Epstein. And she would be welcoming the chance to tell the American public the truth. What the truth is remains to be seen. Maxwell was convicted in 22 over her role in the scheme. As we all know what the scheme was. And she is now, says Maxwell argues that she should have been protected from prosecution as part of a non-prosecution agreement made by Epstein, her former lover and boss. In 2007, when he agreed to plead guilty to 2 minor charges of prostitution in a sweetheart deal, which saw him spend little time behind bars. And now, controversy continues to rage around the Department of Justice statement that there is no Epstein client list, and the release of videos from inside New York's Metropolitan Correctional Center, which the DOJ says proves he committed unaliving himself in 2019 while being held in jail. Critics have pointed to the fact that there's a crucial minute missing from the jailhouse video and that it does not even show the door or indeed even inside Epstein's jail cell.
Right.
The scandal and alleged cover-up has prompted a rebellion among President Trump's loyal MAGA base. Some even believe Attorney General Pam Bondi should be fired after promising to release all files relating to Epstein and his high-profile male friends, only to apparently renege on that promise. On Saturday night, President Trump posted a rebuttal to the accusations of a cover-up on social media and to a Truth Social, saying, "For years, it's Epstein, over and over again. Why are we not giving publicity to files written by Obama, crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and the losers and the criminals of the Biden administration?" The Epstein cover-up was also a main topic of conversation among attendees at this weekend's Student Action Summit in Tampa, Florida, hosted by conservative group Turning Point USA. A source close to Maxwell told Daily Mail that the former girlfriend of Epstein, who continues to protest her innocence, would welcome the chance to sit in front of Congress and tell her story.
Do you believe that?
But
the moment she opened her mouth, not that she doesn't have a target on her back right now already, but the first word out of her mouth.
And this is, if this video works, I'm not sure if it will, but if this video works, this is the video that's got MAGA pretty upset.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep?
To the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein. Child porn is what they were. Never going to be released, never going to see the light of day. To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively the video was not conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every night, they redo that video. It's old, from like 1999. So every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing.
That sounds a little suspicious.
What do you think about what she said about it turned out to be
just downloaded
thousands of hours of his personal collection or whatever?
Yeah.
Here's what I want to say about the whole matter
It's
concerning him and concerning Sean Combs is, okay, you know, blah, 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 the court system, we all have our opinions back and forth and da-da-da-da-da, and they're going to end up doing whatever they're going to do, and still the victims have no vindication.
Nothing.
Still, who speaks really for the victims?
Yeah.
What can be done for the victims of all of this horrible crime?
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, in the meantime, the FBI is opening a new investigation into decades of Democrat Party antics and misconduct, opening door for appointment of special prosecutor. And you can see all the faces there, many of them that you know, many of them you might need a refresher on, but you see who's in the middle. The FBI, under the direction of Director Kash Patel, is opening an investigation into a decade of Democrat Party antics and misconduct. According to Just the News, the investigation has been ongoing for several weeks now. The investigators are looking back at Hillary Clinton's illegal homebrew server. The investigation is expected to reveal credible information of wrongdoing ignored by the FBI. Recall that according to the FBI in November of 2016, the Bureau found thousands of potentially relevant messages, including messages sent to and from Clinton herself while she was Secretary of State. But the FBI reportedly found most of those emails to be personal messages or ones that they had already seen. The FBI was protecting Hillary Clinton before the 2016 election. We also know that the FBI was considering charging Hillary Clinton under the Espionage Act until the DOJ told them no. What is interesting is that Jim Comey knew Attorney General Jeff Sessions was going to recuse himself from the DOJ witch hunt into Donald Trump in the Crossfire Hurricane scandal in his first week in office. The first piece of evidence in a classified annex to a years-old Inspector General probe of Hillary Clinton's improper email servers sought by Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley. The annex is believed to show that credible information about possible wrongdoing was intentionally ignored by the FBI. Excerpts from the publicly available and unclassified Durham report show that U.S. spy agencies were aware that Clinton's 2016 campaign was concocting a bogus Russia collusion narrative to harm Trump's election chances before the FBI opened its now discredited Crossfire Hurricane probe, in part using evidence created by the Clinton campaign and offered by Clinton associates. So they are apparently reopening the investigation to all these people that were working to do this, basically this lie. I don't think anything's going to come of it. But is this a distraction as well?
This sounds like
white noise.
White noise in the background. Like we needed another distraction. Really? Does
anybody really think anything's going to happen to Hillary Clinton?
Can we even keep up with the body count in the wake of this couple, Bill and Hillary Clinton?
Yeah.
And the antics and the craziness and oh my goodness. Really?
Yeah.
I cannot even, I'm not even going to.
Well, what you're talking about is you can't stand any more misinformation and disinformation. And the good news is, Sandy, the United Nations is on it. They are on it. They're protecting you.
We'll all sleep better tonight.
Exactly. In the middle of all of this, the United Nations has launched a global task force to curb disinformation, sparking concerns over narrative control. Interesting. So the United Nations has unveiled its first ever global risk report, placing mis and disinformation among the gravest global threats. You heard it here first. Years ago, we told you that it was a little over a year ago, that the number one thing for the next 2 years, remember, is going to be misinformation and disinformation.
Oh, yeah.
Not the climate. Remember, they put out for the first time ever a top 10 most dangerous list for the next 2 years and one for the next 10 years. And the next 2 years just happened to be at the beginning of the first 2 years of the Trump administration, was misinformation and disinformation was the number one threat. So now they've put out this first ever global risk report, placing mis and disinformation among the gravest global threats. Published this July, the report warns that narratives not aligned with official messaging could jeopardize the flagship initiative of the United Nations, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. I want to read that again.
Please.
We started, when this show first started,
yes,
we started talking about Agenda 2030.
Oh, yeah.
And we said, look, when you get within 3 to 4 to 5 years from Agenda 2030, they are going to lose their mind, especially if Donald Trump becomes president again.
Yep.
And here we are.
We are.
They have launched this in July and openly say they have to control the messaging, because if they don't, it could jeopardize Agenda 2030 and their 17 sustainable goals.
Right.
Alongside the report, the United Nations announced the creation of a new task force specifically designed to address how such narratives might disrupt its operations. Rather than fostering open dialogue or emphasizing press freedoms, the focus on this effort is squarely on managing and insulating their agenda from external influence. The task force core objective is to assess the impact of mis and disinformation on the delivery of sustainable development goals. It offers little detail on how the initiative will protect public interest or reinforce democratic values. Instead, it emphasizes safeguarding institutional operations from disruption. So they're feeling the heat. They're feeling the heat. We thought we would be further along than we are now.
Did we really cut a lot of the money that we?
I don't know. They say we did.
This country was sending. I mean, because obviously they need operating costs to pay all these people and continue all these initiatives to try to meet the goals that they have. So, I would be interested to know how much, if any, of their funding was cut to disrupt what they're trying to do.
I mean, the first month and a half of the Trump presidency, there was so much stuff that was supposedly going to be cut, and then it just went away.
Well, this whole thing about Ukraine is
even Doge
bothering me tremendously.
Yeah, me too.
The news
and what really happened with Doge? I want to know what did. Now,
of course, wanted the divorce take place?
No, I want to know. Or did they really cut that? Like they said, all this stuff they're going to cut.
I was very interested in that too.
I mean, I know they have to some extent, because we personally know some people that took some of the offers, but look, I think ultimately, look, the deep state. That's why I put on the thumbnail, is the deep state winning. Has Trump been flipped? I don't think Trump has been flipped. I think Trump is still Trump. There's the one bump right now for a Trump supporter, and it's a big one, is this Epstein thing, and then now Ukraine. So he may be flipped. He may not be flipped. He may have never been certain things.
The one you're talking about, speed bumps in the road. So so you fall in the three scenarios that you posed, that it's more strategery or 4D chess, and we're all going to see that this was the plan all along. Is that how you feel about it?
I would say that I would probably lean in that direction, but I think even if that is the case, we will never be told the truth, no matter who's president. Just like we will never be told the truth of JFK. We will never be told the truth on aliens. We'll never be told the truth on anything. But I do believe that something is still going to come out on this. I cannot for the life of me believe that he would just mock his supporters this early in his presidency and say, get a life and move on. This is not important. He stays up to 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning watching TV and watching his press. He reads the comments. He's the only president ever that reads comments on a YouTube channel because he's so worried about his image. And people that supported him are furious right now. He's reading it. Something's going to come out. Something's going to come out. I'm not, but you know what? Maybe not. Maybe not.
It absolutely is, but I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe not.
Look, I don't trust anybody. I told somebody today at our office, I was leaving the office, and he was, did you hear this on the news? I said, let me tell you something, man. I said, you see that woman walking down the hall right there, and she so messed me up.
You had this conversation on your way out the door?
I did. I said, she done messed me up so bad. I said, I don't believe anything I see on the news. Anything I read on X. I mean, I got to take everything with a grain of salt.
Okay.
I mean, I doubt. I believe you.
Yeah.
I believe God.
Yeah.
And a few other handful of people. And the rest of y'all, I love y'all, but the rest of y'all, I'm a little leery of some of the ones I know. Well,
I question almost everything.
You did this to me.
Okay.
Big picture. I know you're thankful because we're here. We're all a family because of her. But y'all, I think sometimes I'm further down the rabbit hole than you are.
Some days I think that too.
I really do. Let's move on. And this is not good news here. This is bad news. The Grand Canyon is now, a lot of people are not even talking about this. It's suffering major fires right now. A historic lodge has now been destroyed.
Did we go to that place?
I don't think we went to that one. I think this is on the other rim. Maybe not. I'm not sure. But the Grand Canyon fire cause revealed as historic lodge burns, and governor demands investigation. Katie Hobbs demanded a federal investigation into the handling of the fast-moving blazes that destroyed the historic lodge and dozens of other structures in the Grand Canyon's north rim. Do you remember if we went to the northern rim? I can't remember if I think we did.
Is there a place called Bright Star?
I don't know. It says the flames of the two fires known Dragon Bravo fire and White Sage fire. I'm going to see if it says anything about that here.
I can't remember if the part we went to was North Rim. I mean, I think we went to.
I think it was North Rim.
I think we went to the most common or most.
Yeah, whatever the most common.
Popular.
The big one.
Place.
Somebody in there will know. The big one that has the big
overlook.
The big overlook. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, have you ever been? Dude, there are parts where the Grand Canyon is like, the edge of the Grand Canyon is like 50 feet away from you, and there's this one little piece of conduit pipe. It's like all it is. There's no fence. If you're not careful, you're gone.
Right.
I mean, gone. It's unbelievable.
We almost saw somebody go over.
Okay, the most common is the South Rim. Is what they're saying. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. All right, so that's something to really be praying about because, that's a very special place there. Yes. And I know you've got some feelings about it as well that take you down a rabbit hole as well. But maybe that's another show for another night.
Maybe.
But one thing that we do need to remember is that there's a lot of disasters happening in our country right now. And we need to stay in prayer and we need to stay focused. We cover a lot of stuff on here. We have to do cleansing prayers when we get through this show.
Yes.
Sometimes it's just rough. I mean, it's hours. We have to recover sometimes some of the things we have to see and deal with. But that flood that happened on July 4th was just unbelievable. It was so heartbreaking. And there's still the monumental cleanup recovery efforts paused as flooding is returning to that same area. To deadly Texas rivers. I mean, just look at this debris. Unbelievable. One of the largest, most complex rescue and recovery efforts in Texas history was put on hold Sunday as flooding returned to the Guadalupe River in central Texas. The task of meticulously searching through and clearing miles of debris piles that remains continued to be a heartbreaking, painstaking task. It says, in the 9 days since the deadly Independence Day flood, the death toll stands at 129. With 160 people still unaccounted for. In Kerr County alone, 103 deaths have been accounted 36 of whom are children.
That just makes it worse.
Oh, my goodness. Look at that.
Worse.
Oh.
And this is horrible, the loss of life, but how many people, how many families / individuals have been affected by loss of their homes?
Yeah, right.
And destruction of their property? I don't know if I've seen a number.
No, I haven't.
How many have been displaced?
I mean, rightfully so. It's been about the victims. It's been about finding,
and it needs
focus
to be.
on that. Find the bodies.
It needs to be. We need to be sending aid in there. We need to be sending the dogs in there. We need to be trying to meet the immediate need. The stories need to be about that.
Well, one of the things our church did Sunday is that we took up a special offering for them. And, one of the things that we are very careful about is we don't just send money to the Red Cross. We don't send money to FEMA because we don't trust them. We don't trust that the money is going to get to the victims. So we're very careful with who we send money to and support to. Yes. And we love Pastor Troy Brewer. He's a pastor of Open Door Church there. He's been on our show. I've been on his show. Yes. He is a great man of God, man of integrity, who is known around the world. Even as we speak right now, he's in Mexico, getting ready tomorrow to speak to the Mexican National Senate on what he's doing to rescue children. He's rescuing children from human trafficking all around the world. But this flood was not that far from his church. And in fact, some of the people in his church are missing. Some of them still missing, and even children. So he has a team on the ground. He has an entire food bank. He has trucks and all this. So we went there and we sent I was very proud of our church. We raised, I think, about $2,500 on the service that we've sent there. Through TroyBrewer.com. So we want to tell y'all, you don't have to just use him, but if you're looking for somebody that's actually on the ground, that whatever you send and designate towards missions, 100% of that's going towards missions, I would suggest go to TroyBrewer.com because I really love this guy and he's the real deal. I've got a chance to get to know him off the air and he's just the real deal. So, but I'm thankful because when these disasters hit, thank God for FEMA, thank God for American Red Cross, what they're doing. But the reality is this: the majority of support that happens in these disasters are from the body of Christ, right? Without a doubt, every single time.
Sherry Porter's saying they're the most unsympathetic group she's ever dealt with.
The Red Cross? Yes. Oh wow! I'm not surprised.
How about this? How about in your spare time, go and research the roots of where the Red Cross came from,
and guess where they're based? Right next to CERN. I mean, they're sitting right next to the office of CERN. Yeah. In Switzerland. Oh, boy. Go back and watch my video on Switzerland. How about that? Mm-hmm. We've gone down so many rabbit holes tonight already. It's because they're everywhere.
Hey, listen, it's right there in your face. And if you want to know, what are you talking about? Well, white flag with a red cross, think Templars, think Jesuits, think Switzerland.
Yep.
Hello.
Dun-dum.
I mean, oh my goodness. We better move on.
Hey, speaking of disaster, we're still rebuilding from our church. And a lot of people are still wondering what's the situation there. Well, they're still literally gutting our building. I mean, they're still pulling stuff out. They've not even got to the place where we're even thinking about rebuilding yet. Yep. So that's how massive our fire was. And if you want to help us, we don't push that. But we always try to give an opportunity because people do want to know about it. Yeah. You can go to solidrockchurch.com, solidrockchurch.com. I'll say it one more time, solidrockchurch.com. On the front page there, you'll see this is what it is right there. And you can give to help us because we have found out real quick that even when you have insurance, if you've ever gone there, you've gone through this, there is a tremendous amount of expenses that come into play if you're having to go to a temporary location while that's going on. So a lot of stuff is happening, and if you want to help us, you can. Just go to solidrockchurch.com. All right, let's continue in the news. And we're going to go rapid fire here. BRICS has now weaponized to topple the U.S. economy. They are stepping it up, and while we are threatening Russia, BRICS is stepping up their game. BRICS is moving forward, propelled first by the Biden regime weaponizing SWIFT, and now over American debt, conditional loans, ideological gatekeeping, and sanctions. They want to abandon the dollar and reliance on the West. Several countries have begun to ditch U.S. bonds, and they aren't buying our debt. Mm-hmm. The frustration over debt that Elon Musk expressed was justified. Trump sees BRICS as a mounting strategic threat, which is BRICS is establishing alternative economic frameworks to bypass the dollar and Western-controlled institutions.
Yep.
So we have covered BRICS extensively here, but we haven't talked about them a lot lately because there's been so much other stuff going on that's taking the headline.
And when you know something like that is in the works and it goes quiet, that's when you probably should be getting concerned, because, wow, this is playing in the background, and the framework is either there or being built, and that there are so many countries around the world that sadly are sick of us.
Yeah.
And they don't care. They don't care if we hurt or if our economy collapses. They will rejoice in that day. So how bad is it?
Yeah.
How bad is it really?
Yeah. One of the things, and I'll unapologetically, I won't be pounding you with this information, but I will unapologetically be talking about my book, because I'm very proud of the book that I've just submitted. It's going to take a while for the editing process, just beginning.
Yeah.
But huge part of the book is the part about how there is a true agenda from the devil to attack the image of God, the seed of God. Right. And you can find it in modern day Babels, Towers of Babels, known as the World Economic Forum, known as the United Nations. And these are the same demons, just recycled. And one chapter is called The Recycled Rebellion. I come across this right here, and I thought, if there's ever been an article that I've shown that illustrates the long game of the attack on the seed and the agenda of the deep state, the cabal, or whatever you want to call it. Look at this. Top doctor says reproduction may become impossible.
This is from Slay News. Okay.
Slay News by Frank Bergman. May become impossible. Listen to how bad it's got. A prominent doctor is raising the alarm over an escalating fertility crisis that is putting civilization at risk. The disturbing crisis is quietly unfolding across the modern world, and almost no one in power wants to talk about it. For decades, men's testosterone levels and sperm counts have been plummeting at an alarming rate, sparking urgent questions about the future of human fertility and the very survival of the human race as we know it. The trend is clear, undeniable, and accelerating. Yet the corporate media, global health bureaucrats, and liberal institutions continue to ignore what could be one of the greatest existential threats of mankind. Dr. Charles Cornish Dale, better known by many as the raw egg nationalist, is one of the few voices speaking up, an anthropologist, men's health advocate, and author whose work has appeared in The Spectator, The American Mind, and more, is sounding the alarm in his forthcoming book, The Last Men, Liberalism and the Death of Masculinity. Now, watch what he says down here. He says, he connects the dots between the coincidental chemical sterilization of men and the broader globalist agenda that celebrates weakness, dependence, and the dismantling of a traditional male role. Testosterone, long associated with strength, vitality, and fatherhood, is now smeared as toxic. Oh, this is about to blow your mind. Meanwhile, processed foods, what is that, endocrine disruptors and pharmaceuticals flood the bodies of millions of men from child onward. One of the fundamental reasons is that sperm counts have been declining precipitously across Western world for decades, and also in the non-Western world, and new research is showing. If you extrapolate, I can't say that word, extrapolate the data, by 2045 to 2050, the average man will have a sperm count of 0.
In 20 years.
This is where it's headed.
Wow.
In 20 years, the average man will have a sperm count of 0, which means, come on, it's impossible to impregnate someone. That is the agenda.
Well,
that is the agenda of the enemy.
We can't say we haven't seen this in the movies. And Steve Quayle, I believe it's been about 2 years ago, remember the story of how children won't be birthed any longer. They'll be grown in pods.
Right.
I think about...
That's where it's headed.
I think about some of the movies or series that we've seen where, some people are just deemed unacceptable to procreate, and the other movies where no one is allowed to procreate because your baby has to be grown in a pod.
Exactly. Well, speaking of weird science, you remember when we covered that story about the wolf? What's it called? The dire wolf?
Dire wolf
Where they
from
brought
Colossus.
From this company called Colossus. They brought back this extinct animal.
Next, guess what's coming next? The woolly mammoth, of course.
The woolly mammoth is what they're working on right now.
Oh,
well,
yes.
lo and behold, I'm about to tell you about this giant bird that's called the moa that's been extinct since prehistoric times. And of all people, the guy, Peter Jackson, that directed The Lord of the Rings, has invested in a company to bring back the moa. And y'all, this is not just a bird. This is basically a dinosaur, okay? Jurassic Park is coming back. We went to see the newest one while I was on vacation.
Yes, of course. He hated it. I didn't hate it. And if you are committed to a franchise, a movie franchise, you're going to see it.
You're going to see it.
I don't care if the reviews are horrible. You're going to go see the movie.
It's a money grab.
So
that's all it was.
Are you telling me that he wants to grow Quetzalcoatlus? The flying dinosaur?
No. This is moa. This is not. This bird don't even have wings. It's just the only bird that's never had wings. I want to tell you about it in just a moment. But right now, if you would like to partner with us, well, all you got to do is go to LarryRagland.com, become a partner with us.
Please partner with us.
We would appreciate it. We love it. God is really blessing us on Faith TV and opening some other doors for television ministry. Mm-hmm. What we're doing right now don't cost anything, just our time and the internet. But Christian television, God is still using it, and our partners are doing that for us, and also sending us in different places to preach the gospel and to take the gospel around the world. And we thank God for all of you. When you go there and you click partner with us, you can mail the check directly to us, or you can become a monthly partner, as some of you have done that. And to all of our partners, we just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you more than words could ever say.
Yes, we do.
All right, so LarryRagland.com, that is, of course, linked in the description. But let's go back to Mr. Peter Jackson here.
Let's just chime in.
This is it right here. This is the moa.
On what Michelle Atwood said. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, what could possibly?
What could possibly go wrong?
Nothing. This is such a great idea.
I mean, if you've seen any of the Jurassic Park movies.
When humans first arrived on Aotearoa, New Zealand, about 800 and 900 years ago, there were 9 species of these dinosaur-sized giant birds.
It's one of the only birds ever known that has no wings at all.
Their existence was almost mythological.
It's estimated that there were probably 150,000 giant moas walking around.
Within the first 150 years of human presence, all 9 species became extinct.
We really need to have a look at what's happened in the past and now look towards the future.
The story of the moa, there's a very interesting background and back history of Māori ancestral interactions with the animal.
The idea that we could see one again, return it back to the ecosystem, work with the Maori and bring back this animal that has a cultural heritage here, it's almost overwhelming.
Does anyone give a good explanation as to why?
Why? Why?
I mean, seriously.
Why? Why are you doing this? Okay, let's read it. The announcement in April that genetic company Colossal Biosciences had successfully created a litter of previously extinct dire wolf puppies using revolutionary genetic editing technology sent shockwaves through the media. Now the company is back in the spotlight with the film director and investor Peter Jackson, Lord of the Rings, this time promoting a new effort to bring back the moa bird, a truly giant 12-foot flightless bird that roamed the island of New Zealand until it was hunted to extinction by Maori settlers 600 years ago. Jackson says the project to de-extinct the moa is a dream more important than any work he has ever done in movies. He's joined a number of international investors and celebrity investors, including George R. Martin, Tom Brady, Tiger Woods, and Paris Hilton. to make the next colossal experiment possible. Well, it's good to know that Tom Brady, Tiger Woods, and Paris Hilton are using their wealth to bring back dinosaurs. What in the world? You know what we need? We need Uncle Jimmy!
Bring him on.
Woo-hoo!
Maybe he can
It's the Supernatural AI Update. That never gets old. That is video gold, baby. Video gold. Well, it's good to know that because you know this is your favorite segment. You got the golden chicken ready at any moment. But kids are now turning to AI for friendship.
It's not just kids.
That is so true. That is so true.
If it was only kids.
Yeah. Quote, I don't have anyone else to talk to. Ain't that sad? That is so sad. A new UK report reveals children are turning to chatbots for homework help, emotional advice, and sometimes because they have no one else. The UK report, Me, Myself, and AI, boy, that's interesting. Me, Myself, and AI reveals that a growing number of children are turning to AI chatbots not just to study for exams, but for emotional support, fashion, advice, and even companionship. The report, published Sunday by the nonprofit Internet Matters, surveyed 1,000 children and 2,000 parents across the UK and found that 64% of kids are using AI chatbots for everything from schoolwork to practicing tough conversations. Even more eyebrow-raising, over a third of these young users say talking to a chatbot feels like talking to a friend. This is where we're going.
We are quickly
normalizing
this. And it's one thing for a child to say this because, look, they've had talking toys and all of this for a while. But you have grown adults who are having somewhat the same experience, right? They become best friends. They've made companions out of, AI chatbots and all of this. And for some of them, for people who are married, it is ruining their marriages. It is ruining relationships with actual humans.
Absolutely. Well, hey, I'm glad to see that this program is getting us front of some folks. I'm not trying to call you out, Daniel, but Daniel says man created God. God did not create man. I read the Bible. I have read the Bible. Daniel, welcome to the big picture.
Yes.
Welcome to the big picture, but I diametrically oppose that statement.
Absolutely. And we don't have to agree on everything.
But come on in and say what you got to say, as long as you're nice. But the reality is this, I absolutely do not believe that man created God, that God absolutely created man. So AI is now officially writing 50% of the code at Google.
Wow.
Think about that. Google was the first ever search engine. It became the actual word that you would use instead of search. Just Google it. Now 50% of the Google code is being done by AI itself.
Kevin, did you watch yesterday's sermon from Pastor Larry? He's talking about this generation is prime for deception.
Go back and watch it. Go back and watch it.
Deception. He probably already saw it, but that was a big theme of yesterday's.
Absolutely. And in fact, I'll be teaching it on Wednesday night. On Wednesday night Bible study, I'll go even deeper on the power of deception. In fact, when he in Matthew 24, before he ever says the days of Noah, he says, as the coming of the Son of Man, he says the very first thing, before wars and rumors of wars, earthquakes and divers places, pestilence and all that, see that you are not deceived. For many shall come in my name, saying they are the Christ, and shall deceive many.
Yes.
But they are liars. They are liars. The devil is a liar.
Story. Number one. I guess I'm a little surprised that it's at that level, that percentage already.
Yeah.
Number two, why do you feel like you need to tell us all that?
Yeah, exactly. Why would you? Yeah, great point.
Why are you putting all that out there? Because none of this is haphazard, okay? If you're going to do a story like this or allow a story or provide information for a story like this to be done, you got an agenda.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
If you watch this show, we talk about the fact it's heading in this direction. It's all heading in this direction.
Yep.
Is this just more piling on of, does this just align itself with those who tell us you're not concerned enough, you're not scared enough, you're not aware enough of where this is going and how fast it's going?
Now, what's the pattern here? That's a great point that you're saying there, because on the same day that this came out, AI is now officially writing 50% of the code. The CEO of NVIDIA, which is the leader of the chips, AI chips by far globally, says NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang sounds the alarms as he says 50% of global AI researchers are Chinese.
Okay. We've got some.
On the same day.
Okay. Hello.
Yep.
Hello. Let's just have a class right here.
Go ahead.
We got some signaling going on here.
We got some signaling.
You're just going to go ahead and use the exact same number.
Right.
We're not even talking about we're on the same messaging and on the same theme. No, we're going to use the same number.
Right. And come out and say it in the same week.
Yeah.
And so look, 50% of coding is now being done by AI, and 50% of the coding of AI is being done by the Chinese. That's insane. Let's read this little caption here. It says, NVIDIA CEO is sounding the alarm on America's AI future. He says around 50% of AI researchers are Chinese and warns that the U.S. risks losing its lead if it doesn't move faster. See, that's what they want. They want us to move faster towards ASI, artificial superintelligence, not just AGI. We got to move faster. Wang calls AI an infinite game, meaning it's a race with no finish line that depends on constant innovation and learning. He says the U.S. needs to focus on education and reskilling its workforce instead of fearing job losses. During his talk, he also introduced NVIDIA's new humanoid robot and said the world could face a shortage of up to 50 million. There's 50 again. Up to 50 million workers by 2030. There's 2030 again. Yes. He compared this moment to past industrial revolutions where countries that invested and adapted came out stronger. He believes that AI and robotics will be key in handling future workforce gaps and keeping economies strong. Going back to, and I know you're going to be like, oh, there he goes again, hawking the book.
No.
The whole premise, there's a whole section of this book where I break down how when the Watchers came down during the days of Jared, 4 generations prior to Noah, guess what happened? Not only was it demonic and occultic things began to happen, but exponential knowledge explosion happened. Yeah. And it's like, we are there again. We are there again. This is not hype. This is not people trying to read something into the Bible. It is obvious that we are absolutely in the days of Noah again, which is preparing us for the Antichrist and the beast system. The beast system. And the thing is, you said it earlier, it's being normalized. Yeah. It is, we are welcoming it. We're just not long ago, we would have,
we have open arms. Please hurry up and get here.
Yes. Please put a chip in me, please.
Exactly. I want you to install my cell phone into my actual brain. Yeah, I don't have to hold my phone.
I'm so tired of carrying this in my pocket.
It's such a first
I don't want to carry a key to start my car.
Why should I have to have a key? Yes. Are you kidding me?
Just let me look at the steering wheel.
I know I've got this whole Apple Pay thing going on, but what if I could just put my wrist,
my right hand on my forehead?
Is that so much? Is that so much to ask?
I know y'all think we're being silly, but people are lining up to do this. Exactly. Look how they're normalizing it. Sandy, look at this. This is so freaky. China is letting robots go play with kids in the street. They're playing kickball. China's humanoid robots are taking over daily tasks like carrying groceries and playing with kids. This looks terrifying to me. When I first saw it, I thought he was chasing the kids.
Oh, no,
the kids are playing.
So much fun.
The kids are playing with the robot. Look at this.
So much fun.
This is a woman demonstrating, hey, I don't want to carry my bag.
I shouldn't have to carry this designer purse. He's going to carry it for me.
Exactly. Going to follow me. Got a backpack. Got my snacks there with me. Look how we're normalizing it. kids run and play with the H1 humanoid robot. Here's a robot dog robot walking a robot dog. A robot walking a robot dog.
Oh my Stop.
Did
You here. This is tonight's Golden Chicken Award. The robot walking the robot dog. Oh my goodness.
That's unbelievable.
I was keeping a running tab here. Forget it.
It's over.
We have a winner.
We have a winner.
Winner, chicken dinner. Woo! Oh my goodness.
All right. So there it is. A robot walking a robot dog while carrying a shopping bag.
I've got to have a picture of this.
I'll screenshot it for you
later.
Please.
Please.
I mean, look, you don't want a real dog, so you buy a robot dog, and then you're like, I don't want to walk my robot dog, so I'm going to get a robot to walk my robot dog.
What were those? What were those children's electronic games that you had to? It would go dormant if you didn't feed it. Or
those little things. I can't remember what they were called. Y'all! Somebody in the live chat will remember. Our daughter had one when she was real little, and she's like, I gotta feed it, and you'd have to just like give it a strawberry or something.
All right, so I've calmed down.
But wait a minute, we're not through. Here is another robot dog. Carrying a shopping cart, and watch this. People walk down a sidewalk with a robot in clothes, fully clothed, just walking. He's just chilling. He's just walking. People's so normal. People's not even stopping and looking. They just keep walking. With a robot in clothes, and a robot dog is carrying a basket for someone else. Y'all, some of these photos are staged, but from what I'm reading, is there are parts of China where this is not staged. This is just normal life. They're going about their day, and they're already passing just robots. Tamagotchi. They're just passing robots, just doing these things. That's how they're normalizing it. It's crazy. But nothing will beat the robot dog.
That's what I wanted to say a minute ago is normalization. We're just going to make this just like a regular Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
We're just going to normalize it.
Yeah. All right. Rapid fire here. Surge in UFO sightings. Let's not forget about them UFOs. All this other stuff we done forgot talking about UFOs. UFOs are surging. UFO sightings are over 2,000 reports in the first half of 2025. And it says just in the first 6 months of 2025, over 2,000. This marks a significant uptick from the 1,492 sightings logged in the same period last year. So we're seeing, hey, there'll be signs in the heavens and the earth beneath, y'all.
What is this from? The Gateway Pundit?
It's from the Gateway Pundit. It says, witnesses describe a wide array of shapes and behaviors that defy conventional explanation, such as glowing orbs zigzagging at impossible speeds, massive triangle-shaped crafts hovering silently over homes, the size of a tennis court or a football field, metallic discs, cigar-like objects, and even shape-shifting lights that accelerate sharply and make right-angle turns. So it's accelerating. Why? Because disclosure is upon us.
Sure.
They're preparing us for what is coming. Now,
do you think that there's going to be a day or time where you see one of these things?
Sure.
Let's say you're driving down the highway.
I think I might have already seen one.
Oh, my goodness. But I mean, there's so many different shapes and different things.
But the question is, what did I see?
See pyramids. Some people see this snake worm-looking thing that looks like it's moving. I mean, it's just never ending.
Yeah.
But it's always somewhere else. Okay.
Yeah.
In relation to me, it's in New Jersey or it's way down in Florida.
Right.
I never hear of anybody like within 150 miles of me.
Well, let's put this out and we'll go back and make sure we read the live chat.
Okay.
If you are watching live or if you're watching on the replay, and you can comment down below and you can't get in live chat, but a live chat or replay, if you think you've ever seen an actual UFO, UAP or whatever they end up being,
tell us when and give us describe it.
We want to know about it. And the last thing I want to tell you right now is this, is this right here blew my mind. I had a feeling this was going on, but now we've got it's official. The Pentagon has their own Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters was real. It was predictive programming. There really is Ghostbusters. The Pentagon has an official Ghostbusters.
Listen, I'm not shocked to hear that because John D'Souza, he was FBI, correct?
Yeah, right.
And he was, if they called it X-Files, whatever they called it, he was certainly doing paranormal work, whatever. But that's FBI.
Yeah.
So now we're talking about
the Pentagon.
From the Pentagon.
All right, let's read this. Pentagon's Ghostbusters spending millions on probing supernatural entities. For years, a clandestine group within the Pentagon funneled public funds into bizarre paranormal investigations, with some officials claiming encounters with supernatural entities and psychic phenomena. A New York Post investigation by journalist Stephen Greenstreet uncovered how a clandestine group of high-ranking U.S. government officials nicknamed the Pentagon's Ghostbusters have spent decades channeling taxpayer money into secretive paranormal investigations, including UFOs, ghosts, and monsters. Central to the expose is Robert Bigelow. We know that name. Real estate billionaire and owner of Skinwalker Ranch.
He was the owner.
He was the owner. Is he not the owner anymore?
No, he sold it to another businessman. And I will say, I don't know if this story is going to say this, but just today, I saw that someone is talking about the CIA was supposedly funding research at Skinwalker Ranch when Bigelow owned it.
Wow. A New York Post investigation, okay, I read that. Central to this Bigelow, a real estate billionaire and owner of Skinwalker Ranch, whose company received the bulk of a $22 million Pentagon allocation secured by Senator Harry Reid in 2008 for the Advanced Aerospace Weapons System Applications Program. The program's true purpose was concealed from overnight, with Greenstreet noting no one outside the rogue group knew what the money was actually being spent on. So we have our own Pentagon's Ghostbusters.
There you go. There you go. You know what another word for shapeshifters is?
What?
Metaschizmazoid.
Yeah, that's amazing. How did you say that and even know that?
I heard it from Nathaniel Reynolds.
Oh, Nathaniel, man, he's something, boy.
Yeah,
he is something.
Him. He's amazing.
He's something. All right, guys, thanks to the moderators. I love you, moderators. You're amazing.
Yeah.
You've done a great job tonight. Daniel, welcome.
Welcome, Daniel.
Welcome, Daniel. I don't know what version of the Bible you're reading, but I don't find any contradictions in there. But you're always welcome to come back in here again. And one day you'll see the truth. You'll find out the truth, that the truth, Jesus Christ, is the only one that's going to set you free. He said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man gets to the Father but by me. You're not going to get there any other way except through him. Can I get an amen? Hit the wrong button. Well, maybe I hit the right button. Here we go.
What is that? I've
never heard that either. This might be a new segment.
Okay.
We dance our way out.
Okay. Break it down.
Here we go. You ready?
You can sing?
We ain't woke, but we are certainly awake. We ain't woke, but we are certainly awake. Sing it with me. We ain't woke.
Did you stop the music?
We ain't woke, but we are certainly awake. God bless you. See you next time. We love you all. We ain't woke, but we certainly are. Awake. God bless you. Bye, y'all.
Would you like to help
Daniel,
us build
become
the
a partner.
Big Picture family? We're on a mission to wake up the world
You know
to
you
what
want
is
to.
really going on. All you have to do is go to our website at LarryRagland.com and make a one-time gift, or you can become a monthly partner. Any amount is a blessing and an encouragement to us. While you're there, make sure you get a copy of our book, I See Greatness in You. Browse our merchandise store, connect with us on our social media links, and join our mailing list. We appreciate it. And remember, we ain't woke, but we are certainly awake.
And